Shabbat Shalom to you. I'm Reggie Lislamby with the Christian Ministry to Israel. I'm here in the Old City today on Shabbat. You hear the sounds of Shabbat around me. There are those who are praying. There are those who are out riding. I see many here who are walking, husbands and wives, families, and just enjoying a day of rest, a day of recreation. It's always exciting to be in Jerusalem anytime, but Shabbat also is very special. Actually, it's quiet today compared to other days that I've been here in Jerusalem. Let me give you a perspective of what you're seeing by the video. I'm standing on the wall. In fact, I entered back down near the Jaffa Gate at David's Citadel, and you can actually go up and walk the walls of Jerusalem. It's not very expensive. In fact, the ticket today, which is about halfway around, $6. And so you're seeing the wall here that I'm walking. This is a Crusader wall. Of course, it's not, we're not talking about a wall as old as Yeshua before his day. However, the stones underneath this wall and underneath the city, of course, go back all the way to David. And I might even give you a little pitch, a little hint here, all the way back to Adam. We may be standing on here the foundation stones of the globe. Well, that's a little bit sensational. I won't go there today. Let me tell you what you're seeing. Yonder behind me is the Mount of Olives. There is one of the most sacred places here in Israel. And over to the left, in fact, you may be able to see it, back to my right is the Church of All Nations. There's a gold dome across the way. That is thought to be where Yeshua wept and where Yeshua sweat drops of blood in the Garden of Gethsemane, or the Garden of the Olive Press. Here behind me is also, all of this is the Mount of Olives, and you see there which looks like to you rocks. Those are Jewish graves. And in essence, we can say that's also a part of New Jerusalem. When we come to Jerusalem, usually we go there and look from the top of that, which is the Diplomat Hotel, back across over this way, across the Kidron Valley, is the valley that lies below where we are today and the Mount of Olives. We have the Kidron Valley, which comes down and connects to the Central Valley that runs up just below me here, also called the Cheesemakers Valley. And then you have on the other side the Hinnom Valley, the Valley of Hinnom, or the Valley of Hell. And then of course up north, which is the weakest, or was the weakest part of Jerusalem, is the Transverse Valley. So Jerusalem is surrounded really by a moat. It's like a mountain and valleys around it. Well, that's the Mount of Olives, and you're looking at Jewish graves. Now, you can't see it on the video, but over to in front of me, to my right now, this is going down to the Kidron Valley, and yonder, in fact, I'm seeing it right there in front of me, is the city of David, or Mount Zion, Mount Zion. Now, to give us a little bit of understanding, sometimes the Bible speaks of Jerusalem and it means both. That is, this is all Jerusalem. And it's that way today as well. However, biblically, Mount Zion came before what is today called Jerusalem. Recall that David came here. This was the city of David, the holy city of David. David dwelt there. And then when David died, his son Shlomo came up to this place and built the Mishkan, or rather he built the temple, the holy temple of God. David actually he bought it from the Jebusite, Orana, the Jebusite. So David paid for it. It was David's idea to build a house of God. Now, Shlomo built it, but it was David's desire to build a temple, a house for God. And yonder, which is, I'm looking at it yonder in the north from Mount Zion, is the holy Mount of God. Let me go out, a different perspective. Let's go all the way out to where you live. You're in the diaspora, out there in the nations. The epicenter of all the globe is the land of Israel. The epicenter of all of Israel is Jerusalem. The epicenter of Jerusalem is yonder, directly north of Mount Zion. Yonder is a 40-acre plot, the Temple Mount. And Orthodox Jews, this is a different study for a different time. We'll do that video perhaps this afternoon. But if the Orthodox Jewish people have it right, and we certainly know the motif is in the Bible, I'm looking at the Garden of Eden. That is the center of the center of the center. Of course, yonder in the Temple Mount was the Holy Temple. The center of the Holy Temple was the Kodesh Kodeshim, or the Holy of Holies, and the very nucleus, the locus of the Kodesh Kodeshim, was the Ark of the Covenant. Inside the Ark, you recall, was the budding rod of Aaron, the 10 mitzvot, the 10 commands from God, and also the holy, what is it? The holy manna. So I'm right here. Yonder is the city of David. In fact, tomorrow, not tomorrow, Monday, we're coming back up from our archaeological dig. We're here in Jerusalem, or rather in Israel, doing a dig down at Tel Gezer. We're here at Jerusalem today, just touring the city. Monday we're coming and we're going to tour Zion and actually walk through the Hezekiah's tunnel. So that was the city that David lived. David purchased this place from Araunah the Jebusite. Solomon, his son, built the temple. And so this all became then, all of this was called Jerusalem. Now, sometimes biblically it speaks of Zion as talking about David's city. Sometimes it speaks of Jerusalem, the Temple Mount, is talking about that place there. Sometimes the Bible speaks of all of Jerusalem, and that encompasses all of this. Again, the Valley of Kidron, the Central Valley, or the Cheesemaker's Valley. And then we have the Valley of Hinnom, or the Valley of Hell, that Jesus referred to. And then north on the outside of the wall is the Transverse Valley. And in the days of antiquity, it was the weakest part of the wall because the moat was not so deep. It's always a joy to bring groups with us, with me here to Israel. And I hope if you've not come, you'll be with us next year when we come to the center of the earth.